Welcome back to Cut the BS, Build the Dream. I'm Brittney Kosev, broker, investor, entrepreneur, and single mom, and someone who believes that real growth doesn't always come from pretending you've got life figured out. This podcast is about stripping away the noise, the pressure, the unrealistic expectations that we put on ourselves, especially in business, leadership, and in general life. It's about honest conversations around becoming who you're meant to be while you're still in the middle of it. And today, I want to talk about something we don't give ourselves nearly enough permission to do: be unfinished. Because here's the truth: nobody actually trusts a perfect person. Perfect, it feels curated. Perfect feels distant. Perfect feels like someone selling certainty instead of truth. But progress feels real, which is why one of the best metaphors for life right now is the iPhone. Every year, Apple basically says, this still isn't perfect, but it's better. And then we line up and buy it, right? Not because it's flawless, but because it's updating. And somewhere along the way, we decided that we don't deserve that same kind of grace. That if we're still working through things, right? Healing things, learning things, that we shouldn't be seen yet. So today, we're cutting the BS on perfection. And we're going to talk about why growth is what actually builds trust. So let's get back to this iPhone metaphor. We expect iPhones to have bugs. We expect glitches. We expect features that still need work. But when it comes to ourselves, we think, if I'm still working on things, I shouldn't be visible yet. And that belief is complete bullshit. People don't believe in you because you're finished, right? They believe in you because you're becoming. And there's no better example of this than one of my favorite characters on a TV show, and that's Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City. I've been watching it a lot lately, just I guess as I'm in this season of life. I'm a single woman living in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I relate so much more to them than I did back 20 years ago when I was trying to watch it. So Carrie Bradshaw, though, um, Carrie is smart. She's creative. She's successful. And also, she's a hot mess sometimes. She's emotionally messy. She will repeat the same patterns even when she knows better. I don't know how many times we have to see Mr. Big come out again. She ignores red flags, right? She could write an entire column about her dating life, and she does. She spirals, she reflects, though, and then she grows. But sometimes she spirals again. Does that sound familiar? But yet, we trust her, not because she's perfect, but because she's honest. If Carrie had shown up on season 1, all healed, secured, unbothered, then nobody would have watched, right? We didn't connect to her in that way. We connected to her despite her flaws. We connected to her because of those flaws. Carrie teaches us something really important. You can be talented and still unsure. You can be successful and still trying to figure things out. You can know better and still not always do better. I hear that. Growth isn't about never repeating patterns. It's about recognizing them sooner and then staying curious instead of cruel to yourself. Carrie doesn't, she doesn't shame herself into growth. I mean, sometimes she does. I've seen her get very drunk on a few episodes when she was upset about Mr. Biggs. But she does reflect. She reflects herself into the growth. And that matters because shame kills creativity. And here's the thing: if Carrie were perfect boundaries, perfect attachment, perfect decision making, she would feel unrelatable. Perfection feels unreliable because it isn't real. What we trust is honesty. What we trust is evolution. What we trust is someone willing to look at themselves and keep going anyway. Because the thing is, your flaws, they don't disqualify you. They humanize you. If you're constantly, right, judging yourself, you drain the creative energy required to build anything meaningful. Creativity, it doesn't thrive under shame. Vision doesn't grow under self attack. And you don't build your future self by constantly bullying your present one. Every season of your life will reveal something new you need to work on and something old you've got to release. Something stronger will start emerging. And that doesn't mean you're behind. It means you're updating, just like that iPhone. I have felt like over the last few years that every time I level up in a different capacity, whether it's work or my skills as a mother, which I think is a skill, right? You have to keep working on it. Every time I feel like I cross the threshold into this new, better part of me, then something else pops up. And it's really easy to sit and be angry at yourself or to sit and feel like, okay, I'm still not there yet. But that's where you have to go back and think, okay, well, I'm like an iPhone, right? I'm still updating. I'm reading right now a book called The Gap and the Gain, and it's a great book for business leadership and just anyone looking to grow. And the premise of it is if we focus on the lack, then we are not seeing all of the progress we've already made, the gap versus the gain. And if you can choose to focus on the gain, how far you've come, then your life will be better for it. So I want to talk just a little bit about authenticity and self-trust. And the way I want to do it is through a little visualization. So if you're in a place where you can do this, close your eyes. And if you can't do it right now, do it later. Close your eyes and picture yourself in the future. Maybe it's 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Picture yourself. What are you wearing? Where are you standing? What are you looking at? How does your body feel? What sounds do you hear? For me, I picture myself waking up with very soft, very cute pajamas and getting out of my extremely comfortable bed and stretching, and I see windows everywhere. And I look out and there's a beautiful scene in front of me. My body feels strong, whole, healed, well. You're in a space wherever you are, that that future self of you, you're in a space that feels good to you. A home, a place, a life that feels aligned. You're doing work you actually enjoy. You're not hiding parts of yourself. You're not performing for approval. You trust yourself. You listen to your intuition. You stop abandoning yourself to be liked. You let yourself be seen as you are. And that's why people connect with you. Because authenticity, it isn't loud. It's grounded. People trust those who are tapped in to what they're becoming, even if they're still becoming it. That future version of you, they're not perfect. They're just more honest, more aligned, more self-trusting. And you can start embodying that now. Life doesn't reward perfection. It rewards people, just like the iPhone, who keep updating. You don't need to be healed enough, confident enough, polished enough to move forward. You just need to be honest. Ask yourself questions that help you become more self-aware. And then you have to be willing to keep becoming. Your imperfections, the things that make you quirky or you, they don't disqualify you. They humanize you. They're often the very reason people trust you. So give yourself some grace. Let yourself grow out loud occasionally. And remember that every season of you is building the next one. Thanks for spending this time with me on Cut the BS, Build the Dream. And once again, I'm going to leave you with a question. How are you cutting the BS to get closer to your dream today? Have a good one.